Dr. Shane Mohammed slams Rowley. Irresponsible, dangerous, and aligned to Maduro, an editorial by Rhonda Dowlatt, senior journalist. Political analyst Dr. Shane Mohammed has delivered a blistering critique of former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, accusing him of stoking regional tensions, endangering Trinidad and Tobago's security, and re-emerging in national discourse as a destabilizing force rather than a statesman. In a sharply worded assessment following Rowley's latest press conference, Mohammed said the former prime minister appeared intent on positioning himself as the real opposition leader, not to advance national interests, but to reignite his long-standing political war with Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. What has Keith Rowley's press conference provided us with? Mohammed asked. It has provided us with Rowley pushing aside the opposition leader and assuming the role himself, to take on his arch-nemesis, Kamla Persad-Bissessar. This is not national leadership. This is personal obsession. He signaled to Venezuela that T&T assets could be targets. Dr. Mohammed warned that Rowley's statements, particularly regarding U.S. T&T security cooperation, recklessly opened the door for Venezuela to interpret strategic locations in Trinidad and Tobago as potential military considerations, even if he did not intend to put our platforms or facilities at risk. That is exactly what he has done, Mohammed said. By his words, he has signaled to Venezuela that this may be something to explore. That is dangerous. That is irresponsible. That is not a man acting in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago. He reminded the public that Rowley himself signed the Status of Forces Agreement, SOFA, which governs cooperation with the United States. Now he pretends not to understand SOFA. He is playing politics with national security. Rowley has no moral authority. His own cabinet admitted failure. Mohammed argued that Rowley's attacks on the government for alleged political victimization and unemployment are hypocritical, given the admissions of several former members of his own cabinet. Rowley's former ministers admitted after the election that his government was divisive, one-sided, and so exclusionary that they deserved to lose. Citizens became persona non grata in their own countries simply for disagreeing with him. For a decade, he said, people were punished for dissent. Who engaged in political discrimination more than Keith Rowley? History is written. It is right there. He is ideologically aligned to Maduro, not by geography, but by mindset. Mohammed said Rowley's worldview and leadership style mirror that of Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro. This is not about geography. Many CARICOM states share borders or maritime space with Venezuela. That does not make them Maduro loyalists. But Rowley continues to demonstrate ideological alignment with Maduro, authoritarian traits, dictatorial tendencies, intolerance for dissent, and a belief that he alone holds authority. He did it for 10 years as prime minister, and he continues to do it now. Mohammed went further. The same inferiority complexes that haunt Nicolas Maduro also haunt Keith Rowley. A parasite to the national conversation, Mohammed questioned why the media continues to amplify Rowley's voice despite his record. He has no positive legacy. The only thing his supporters credit him with is PNM stability, but what he really brought was dictatorship, both inside the PNM and across Trinidad and Tobago. He argued that Rowley's presence in public discourse today serves only to sow fear and confusion. What he has done with these latest statements is to undermine the current administration, stir panic, and invite unnecessary despair. That is parasitic behavior, not leadership. A stark warning. Mohammed concluded that Rowley's continued political interventions pose a risk to national stability and regional diplomacy. He should not be part of our national dialogue. He had 10 years in office, and years before that, to advance Trinidad and Tobago. He did not. Instead, he divided this country and weakened our institutions. Now, Mohammed said, Rowley is once again pushing dangerous narratives, elevating personal vendettas above the nation's welfare, and giving Venezuela ideas they did not have before. This is not responsibility. This is recklessness. And Trinidad and Tobago must call it out.